Hey, welcome back everyone. My name is Lauren Christensen and I'm a registered dietitian at Bryan LifePoint. Joining you again for yet another nutrition video. But this time I want to help you answer that dreaded question of what's for supper or lunch or dinner. As I've mentioned previously, really trying to plan for what you're going to do for meals helps prevent that question from arising, but just want to kind of give you some fresh new ideas. So each week I will be doing one of these types of videos to provide a new recipe idea for either a meal and or some snacks. So with that, since we're getting into nicer weather and grilling season, I thought that my take on a burger option would be something that would perhaps be welcomed by many people. So I cannot take credit for this recipe. This was something that I found about a year ago that I did for a cooking demo, and so I'll share the true credit at the end, the sources where I gleaned this wonderful recipe from. So this is a zucchini turkey burger with cilantro lime aioli. So in terms of the burger, what you need is lean ground turkey, a cup of shredded zucchini, and you want to drain that really well so you can use like a tea towel and put your zucchini in there after you've shredded it and just wring it out really well within that towel. And you'll actually wring out quite a bit of fluid. You want to make sure that it's drained well, and that will help to keep the burger together a little bit more. But the zucchini does add a lot of juiciness to this burger. The original recipe called for regular onion. If that's what you have on hand, that's perfectly fine. I tend to like the green onion. So in a bunch, there's several different stalks. So just take one of those stalks. Usually it has about 3 different shoots of the green onion on it. Chop that up and put that in there as well. You can mince your own garlic if you have that on hand. However, generally what I have on hand is just a little jar that you keep in the refrigerator. I use it for almost everything. And it's great to just have on hand. That way you don't get your hands all stinky from the garlic. A little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, and some cumin. So one thing that I will mention that I look for personally within recipes are things that contain ingredients that many of them I would already have on hand. And that's one of the things that I love about this particular recipe. We generally always have turkey in our freezer. I always have the garlic, salt, black pepper, and cumin on hand. And a lot of times in the summer, once our garden gets growing, we'll have zucchini. And so really just having that onion is kind of the only other thing that I might not always have available or on hand. So that would be something that could easily be added to that weekly grocery list. In terms of the aioli, so this is kind of like a sauce. Instead of using something like mayonnaise or ranch, higher fat type options, this is a great put together kind of sauce to give you a little bit more flavor and just make it a little bit more interesting. So this aioli consists of Greek yogurt. Again, that's something that I generally always have on hand. Plain Greek yogurt is what you'd want to use. If you're buying it specifically for this recipe, just one of the small individual containers works great. You would do 1/4 cup of cilantro that you would finely chop. Again, this is something that I probably won't always have on hand, but I do have a couple of recipes that call for it. So when I do get it, I make sure that I'm using it up within those different recipes. 2 teaspoons of jalapeno pepper, finely diced. This is optional. I know not everybody likes that spicy type taste. Generally, I'm not somebody that likes a whole lot of heat when it comes to spice and things. But in this particular recipe, the Greek yogurt and the jalapeno, it does a real nice job of kind of blending and kind of evening out some of that heat from that. So you can definitely leave that off to the side and just add a little bit. That's typically what I do in my household with 2 kiddos and a husband who loves a lot of heat. So he puts on a lot of jalapeno, I put on a little bit, we skip it for the kids. Juice of half of a lime, garlic powder, excuse the typo there, and then 1/8 teaspoon salt and a little bit of pepper. So again, a lot of those things I would already have on hand and ready to go. In terms of the directions, it's pretty easy, pretty minimal, in my opinion, hands-on time. So what you're gonna do, you'll line a baking sheet with some parchment paper, just mix all of the burger ingredients together well in a medium bowl. And then you're gonna form 6 patties. Place it onto the baking sheet and then refrigerate it for about an hour. And that is really what's gonna help keep those patties from falling apart once you get them on the grill. While those are chilling in the refrigerator, you want to then put together your aioli. So just mix those ingredients in a small bowl. If you have a little squeeze container that you can put that in, that's great. You can just then squeeze it onto your burgers, and that will keep well in the refrigerator. I would say still go off of the 4-day rule of thumb that you'd want to use that up by. And then again, just refrigerate it until you're ready to use. Once you're ready, then you can grill those burgers. You can also bake them. In any case, you'd want to make sure that the internal temperature gets to that 165 degrees so that it is safe and properly cooked, so we avoid any type of foodborne illness there. And then you can enjoy it in a lettuce wrap, or a lot of times what we do is an open-faced bun. So the picture originally shows kind of one of those flat multi-grain type buns. You could do that. We love it with a little bit of tomato, some red onion. You might even grill up that red onion a little bit and then put the aioli on and enjoy. In terms of the nutrition, so you're looking at about 150 calories for the burger itself and only 6 calories for the sauce for a tablespoon. And that is generally plenty for a burger. So again, really healthy, lots of great nutrition in there, but for calorie content that, you know, works out well for a lot of individuals. In terms of side dishes, if we have extra zucchini on hand, we'll maybe grill that up alongside. We usually cut it lengthwise in about 8 strips and brush a little olive oil on it and some seasoning like lemon pepper or something like that, and grill that alongside it. Another thing that I've often done with this, because I generally have these things on hand, is just a quick tomato cucumber salad. And then to increase your protein content, maybe pair it with some baked beans. So that gets you a really healthy, nutritious, well-balanced meal with less than a half hour, again, of hands-on time, which with 2 busy kiddos who are always seemingly on the go and always hungry, this is a great option for us because we can limit our amount of time that we're spending cooking, but also put a really great meal on the table. So with that, the photo and recipes, both the burger and the aioli recipe, were adapted courtesy of RecipeChart.com. However, this recipe was originally created by iFoodReal.com. So feel free to look those up. Again, I shared the instructions and the ingredients, so feel free to take screenshots of this as well if that helps, or if that's easier for you. One of the things that I always do when I put together a new recipe is kind of go through and say, you know, what do you think? Is this something that we should keep in the recipe repertoire, if you will? And I will tell you right off the bat, This is kid and husband tested and approved. In fact, my 6-year-old requests this quite often. So it's a huge hit in our house, and I hope that you enjoy it just as much as we do. Until next time, as always, with my usual sign off here, just keep in mind that every time you eat is an opportunity to nourish your body. If you have questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me at lauren.christensen@bryanhealth.org. And I will see you all again soon. Take care and stay well. Thanks, everyone.